Hello, Bradford City fans. I'm here for the West Yorkshire Football Show with a post-match review on City's defeat today at home to Stevenage in League One. I thought it was a terrible game to watch. I thought Stevenage were a terrible side to play against, and I thought the referee didn't do anything to stop their dark arts throughout the whole game, to be honest. But having said all that, we've only got ourselves to blame for not winning the game because we didn't deal with the only shot on target that Stevenage had, came from a long throw. We didn't deal with the long throw, and Dan Kemp, who's probably their most dangerous player, has had time to control the ball and pick his spot in the box, and it's the only shot they've had on target and they've scored, and that's our own fault for not dealing with that long throw. Like I say, I also thought that we didn't do enough to test the Stevenage goalkeeper until after we'd gone 1-0 down and we made the changes, and then suddenly we've had a few chances, and the Stevenage keeper has made some good saves, one in particular from Sarcevic, another one from Powell, and then obviously the free kick from Powell as well. So 2 or 3 really good chances, or decent chances, that Marshall in the Stevenage goals stood up to and made good saves from. But I didn't feel we did enough before we went 1-0 down, to be honest with you. We had a chance in the first couple of minutes, actually resulted in Bobby Poynton getting injured. We should have scored. Bobby Poynton takes it off Sarcevic. He should have left it to Sarcevic, who's in a better position. Could have probably had a better chance at scoring, and he didn't. He took it off him, got injured in the process. Graham Alexander said afterwards that it's an ankle injury. Doesn't know how bad it is so far. We'll obviously find out in the week whether he'll be fit enough to play against Barnsley next week. But that's a little bit of a worry because with Tyreek Wright out as well, that's our first choice left side. You know, our first choice left wing back, first choice wide left forward, both injured at the moment. The team selection today, Mullin was back on the bench. He hadn't appeared on the bench for a while, to be honest with you. Missed a game or two completely. And Matt Pennington dropped to the bench in place of Joe Wright, who came in on the right-hand side of the back three. I presume that was to deal with the aerial threat that Stevenage had. But the game it was just an awful spectacle, especially in the first half. There were 9 minutes added on at the end of the first half due to, I think there were 5 or 6 injuries. It felt like the ball spent more time out of play than it did in play. The second half was a little bit better. There were only 6 minutes added on. Probably could have added more on just because of all the subs and the Stevenage time wasting. They just delay every set piece. Every time the game broke down, delay. Keeper taking ages over goal kicks. The referee didn't deal with it once, didn't book one of their players for time wasting, which was poor, really, because if he had, we'd have had a better chance of seeing a game breaking out, which we just didn't get to see today at all. But like I say, I just felt that it was City's really our own fault that we didn't win the game. Like I say, we've not dealt with a long throw into the box, and it's the only chance that Stevenage have really had, and they've taken it and scored. And like I say, we've not really tested their keeper until after that, and then we haven't been able to find a way past him. I thought we were better when the changes were made. We sort of went 4-4-2 really at one point. We had Humphries, Mullin, Jackson and Powell as sort of a front four, and that actually allowed us to create a few half chances, like I say, but up until that point we hadn't done enough at all. So we are still in danger, I would say, of not cementing a playoff spot. I think those people who think that we are nailed on to not drop out of the playoffs are a little bit deluded. Our fixtures between now and the end of the season, like I've been saying all along, look tough. We've got Plymouth and Bolton left to play at home. We've got Exeter and Barnsley away, and we know what our away form's like. So still work to be done for us to make sure that we're finishing the playoff positions for me. I still think we probably need at least one more win. And it's a shame that we couldn't get that today. But like I say, probably talk about the referee, talk about Stevenage and the way they play, but we've got to look at ourselves, not dealing with that long throw and not creating enough until we fall behind. And we've suffered our 3rd home defeat of the season. So we need to go and respond against Barnsley away next week, onwards and upwards with the West Yorkshire Football Show.